Turn the page, live your life every day. Don't let anybody.
Hey, Mike Foster here.
stand in your way.
Hey, the other day I was having a conversation with one of my employees that work for me, and I was giving her some tough feedback about her performance, which, you know, the tough conversations are difficult to do if you don't have the abilities to do it in a good way that gets the message across, but also lets people know that you still care, that you'll do everything you can to help them, and that, you know, it's no fun to performance man to somebody. And she said, no, you know something, Mike, I love working for you, even though I'm struggling. I said, well, that's good, and I'm here to help you. I'll remove your roadblocks and try to get to the next level for you. And she says, because I like it, you tell it like it is, you're blunt. I said, well, I don't think there's any room in this world to be beating around the bush and softening it, because then you're going to miss the message. I said, but at least I do it in a professional manner, I hope. And she said, no, you're professionally blunt. And I like that. And I think you should be too. And by that I mean, you want to tell like it is. You want to be to the point, direct. But you also want to be as professional as possible. And by that I mean, you don't want to ever make somebody feel small, feel bad, especially someone who's struggling, who's having difficulty with their confidence, self-confidence, their successes. By that I mean, you're not going to say, hey, that dress looks stupid on you. Why are you wearing that? Well, that's blunt, but it's not professional. So you want to, I'm not saying you want to sugarcoat anything, because that's the opposite of being blunt. But you want to be clear, concise, and exacting in your feedback. But you want to always remember to do it in a professional way. And that's not just with managing people. In every aspect of communications. With your spouse. Well, let me think about that with your spouse. If she says, do I look fat in this dress, you have to be very, very careful with that answer. But that's besides the point. But when you're disciplining your kids, or when you're developing them, coaching them, or when you're coaching somebody, in a sports group, or when you're working together to trying to get something accomplished, there's always someone in that meeting that talks for 10 minutes and doesn't say anything. That's not being blunt. That's being a big loudmouth that doesn't get anything done and that likes to hear his or her voice. And then there's someone who wants to say something that's some tough message, but softens it and sugarcoats it so much that you're not getting it. So that's not blunt. And then there's someone who spits out something and says it bluntly to the point where it turns everybody against that person because they're not being professional. So you got to pick your spots. You got to be clear and concise and to the point, but you still have to be human about it. You still have to be, I always say, kill them with kindness. So be blunt, but do it in a nice way. And guess what? Your message will come across. People will look at you differently, and I think you'll be very successful. I know I have been. For more videos like this, check out my website, Live Life 365, and subscribe to my YouTube channel by the exact same name. Until next time, peace. There's a picture of a wall. That was blunt.
Live life 365.